Ask yourself something. If someone told you they had $1 million sitting in their name, would you assume they were automatically rich? Most people say yes without a second thought, but a huge number of people who look wealthy on paper are actually closer to broke than you would ever guess. $1 million simply does not stretch the way it used to, but the math behind that gap has very little to do with standard inflation. It comes down to exactly what people are counting when they calculate their own net worth. When millions say they have $1 million in assets, they are almost always including the value of their home. They treat their home equity exactly like a bank vault, acting as if it is sitting in a checking account ready to use. A home is not cash. You can't spend it on groceries, and you cannot use it to pay a credit card. People apply this exact same logic to retirement accounts, stock portfolios, and trending investments. They treat numbers on a screen as money they can actually put their hands on when life demands it. Confusing a place to live with liquid cash creates a dangerous trap. It produces a demographic that feels incredibly wealthy on paper, but possesses virtually no real financial power in their daily lives. To see why home prices climb the way they do, picture a small neighborhood with exactly 10 identical houses. The first few homes sell for a modest price. That is simply what the standard pool of buyers is willing to pay at that specific moment. As more buyers show interest, the next few homes in the sequence sell for increasingly higher amounts. Then we reach the final home. It sells for a massive, record-breaking premium because a single, highly motivated buyer decided they had to have it. Nothing about the physical houses themselves changed. The wood is the exact same, the land is the same, only the final sale price changed. This is a mechanical quirk of economics, known as the marginal pricing effect. It dictates that the very last price paid for an asset sets the perceived value for all similar assets. Because of that single record transaction, the estimated value of the other 9 houses instantly updates to match the new high. Every single neighbor watching those final sales suddenly feels much wealthier, yet not a single extra dollar of that new price has actually landed in any of their pockets. The neighborhood's total net worth skyrocketed based purely on one transaction being copied and pasted across every other property nearby. The wealth was created entirely out of thin air. Scale that exact math up to an entire city. What happens if every homeowner decides to sell and cash out at the exact same time? The math completely falls apart. There simply is not enough actual cash in the entire financial system to buy all of those homes at their newly inflated listed values. Those high valuations only exist because a very small number of transactions happen at a time. The system relies on the supply of active sellers remaining artificially low. This pattern repeats in the stock market and with trending alternative investments. As long as fresh money enters, portfolios grow, but the moment new buyers slow down, the domino effect triggers. Modern paper wealth is an illusion entirely dependent on the assumption that the vast majority of people will never actually try to convert it into cash. When people believe they have more money than they actually do, their spending habits begin to reflect that belief. A car that once felt out of reach suddenly feels reasonable. A luxury vacation feels earned. Paper millionaires make lifestyle decisions based on a number on a screen, even though those decisions require real cash flow to sustain. When that real cash flow is missing, the gap between comfort and stress appears almost overnight. The person sitting in the massive house, stressing over every mortgage payment, is structurally weak. Now, look at this side-by-side comparison to see what true financial strength looks like. On the right, we have someone who rents a modest apartment, but notice the upward arrows. They have zero high-interest debt, a comfortable emergency fund, and strong, predictable cash flow. This renter is often in a far superior financial position. Their daily lifestyle isn't consuming cash they don't have just to support an illiquid asset. Real financial strength is measured by how much breathing room you have in your budget each month, not by a high score printed on a home appraisal or a brokerage app. Before making a major decision based on how wealthy you feel, take a moment to separate what you actually own in real liquid cash from what only exists as an estimated paper value. That single habit is how you survive when asset prices stop climbing.